Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Yo, welcome to the Unmarked Podcast.
Episode number 7.
I am your host, Dong Lee, and this is my co-host.
Tlalolin Ramirez over here.
Yes, sir. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. Just a couple things we wanted to start off with. Voting.
Yeah, elections are coming up. It's one every 4 years. We elect we go vote for a president.
And I would have to agree that this one every 4 years, this one is very important, no?
Yeah, this one, I feel like this one is, very important. It's very meaningful. But it's so weird because I'm, like growing up, my parents always instilled in me, go vote. It's your right. It's your right. You have to go use it, right? For some reason in high school, I started, devil's advocate, rebelling against everything, saying like, I don't believe in politics. I don't agree with politics. I don't like our system. I don't like how it is. It's all bad. So why would I go contribute and vote?
Okay.
So my senior year, luckily, I was the cutoff period. So you vote at 18, right? And the last voting election, I was 17. So I was just not able to vote. So I had to wait the extra 3 years,
so
which is
2016.
2016 when I was 17. Right. So I had to wait the extra 3 years or 4 years today or this year for me to be able to vote. And within those 3 years, basically, I changed my mind.
If you go vote, this is your first time voting?
First time ever voting, yeah.
Okay.
First time able to vote and first time ever doing it. So like I said, back in high school, when the whole elections were starting, I told myself, you know what? I'm never going to vote. Like, I don't agree with the system. I'm not going to go out and participate in the system if I don't agree with it. Like, that's just against what I believe in.
Yeah.
But after
you were 17,
winning,
like, you're so young.
Yeah, so it's all wild. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I still don't agree with the system. Like, that still hasn't changed.
Right, but we're in a tough spot and an even tougher spot.
Exactly.
So like,
so
I feel like it's a necessity to vote right now.
Yeah.
I just don't even have that privilege to vote.
I know, and that's what I was gonna say. That's why we're talking about it too. Mainly is because like for the people who are able to vote, do it for the people who can't. And that want to.
I want people to vote because I cannot put my voice, and I have lived in this country for fucking 15
all your life,
years.
basically.
Yeah, like this is all I know. I make my living here. My family was like,
you pay taxes here, bro.
I pay taxes
You're a freaking
here. Yeah, I have a
citizen,
social
basically.
security.
Yeah.
So I have everything. I have a green card. That's all. That's what I have up to. I have a visa, like a permanent visa. I'm waiting on my citizenship. But just the fact that I am basically a resident here and I can't voice my opinion on like what's going to happen next.
And you're one of many. Like, exactly. A ton of people out there that are exactly in your situation.
Right. And it sucks, honestly. And my younger sister, I live with her at home. She's a citizen. She was born here. So I was born in Korea, and that's why I came to the U.S. around 3. So, but yeah, so my sister is a citizen. She was born here, and she hasn't voted yet. And like, I get on her ass about it all the time. Like,
like for this election?
Yeah, because like she's you know how your 17-year-old self, she doesn't know much. Yeah, she doesn't pay attention to that. And you know what's
crazy is there's a proposition going out right now that's saying they want to lower the voting age to 17. And yeah, it's kind of like
interesting. I didn't know that.
And I mean, my parents voted one way, but let's see, I don't know if I'm able to say this out loud because my parents' decisions or whatever. I say no. I don't think the voting age should be lowered to 17.
Oh, okay. I agree with you. And
it's like I was so stupid at 18, like at 17, I wanted to choose not to vote and to let a new generation of kids at 17 years old to give them the right or the opportunity to go and vote when they're so unknowledgeable, they're so unexperienced, they're still learning about life, they're still in high school. Like there's so many things that like, I don't think this should be lowered.
When I first got my first hangover at 17, I was like, I'm never going to drink again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. You fucking change, you grow, Like,
yeah, exactly. You learn.
Yeah. I mean, and especially this is a decision. I mean, even though it's one in millions, like your voice. it's something that affects and ripples down like your future, your life.
Yeah.
Like, you live in this country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One person is gonna go this way, the other person is gonna go that way. Like, man, I can't imagine if Trump gets reelected again.
Yeah,
and it's like a whole corrupt like thing.
It's gonna
that because you know how like Russia is.
I don't know anything about
so
that.
It's like,
talk to me. Talk to me.
Saying like
me.
the Russian government has had ties to our government throughout all of Trump's presidency.
Okay.
A lot of so you know what the GOP is, the Grand Old Party, which is basically another word for Republican
Party. Yeah.
So like the GOP, basically almost like half of their people are getting information from Russia.
And what's so important about Russia? Like what? Why is that?
It's just a foreign country. Like they should have no say, or they should have no play in our presidential elections.
That's kind of, I mean,
I feel like I don't know for our president.
I feel like I don't know enough information, but I feel like getting opinions from outside countries isn't a bad idea.
Right, but they can't interfere with what
do you mean?
Doing.
Like, what do you mean?
They're like spying and interfering and like all that. Like, they have
like changing numbers type of thing.
Not changing numbers, but like I guess revealing secret information and stuff that like should not be revealed to Republican senators and whatnot.
Oh well.
But I just read a news article that said that there's been almost like 40% more Republican nominees like removed from office in this presidency than the Nixon presidency. And that's the last big, the whole Watergate scandal and everything. Yeah, that was the last big corrupt presidency. And they're saying this is almost like 3 times that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not really informed in politics. All I know is that you should go vote.
Yeah, please do.
Just go vote, So yeah.
Another thing that has been really, I guess, with the whole COVID situation, and we're bringing COVID up again because it's going to be such a big part of our lives going forward. Like, it doesn't seem like this is going to end until like next year completely. Like, that has so much to do with the political pull and what's going on with what decision. Like, obviously they've politicized masks. If you're a mask wearer, you're a Democrat, you're on the left,
That's
like,
wild though.
Yeah, that's so crazy to think. And it's just such a health issue. Like, it's so disappointing.
Yeah, it's crazy that a disease is becoming politics.
Yeah, for sure.
That's wild.
And it's crazy to even think that this is a reality.
Yeah, this is reality. It's real time.
When I was going to high school, there's no way I thought that this was going to be my future.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Nobody thought.
And it's crazier for you because I feel like you just got out of high school like more recently than I did. And
I'm still trying to
it's
live.
Just like super fresh right out of high school. I can't I've like had a couple years
and then it sucks for the people that are in high school.
Yeah, that's
even more crazy. Like, imagine the freshmen and sophomores that have only gone through high school online in Zoom.
Yeah,
like they don't know what high school is.
Yeah, right? I've gotten bullied so many times on my freshman sophomore year. Like, and those are learning and growing experiences. They're not gonna experience that. Like, that's nuts. That is nutty.
We're not saying bullying is good by any means, but
yes, it is.
Go out and bully kids. No. Yeah, but it's this whole pandemic is definitely changing our lives for sure.
How's your work been lately?
Work's been all right. I've been working a lot more. They gave me half the other day, which was surprising. Okay. I like to stay my full 6 hours, and I'm there a lot. I'm just training to go into management soon. I work at In-N-Out. Just an FYI, if you guys don't know, Dong Lee is an In-N-Out manager, and he is helping me go into management.
Remotely, though.
Yeah. We don't work at the same store or anything, but we'll save the in and out talk for a different day.
Okay.
Because just an FYI to you guys, we want to bring in guests in the future. One of them being another in and out coworker that we're gonna bring in who has worked at In and Out longer than us, and we're just gonna talk about crazy stories.
And I've worked there for a minute. Like I've been there for 6 years roughly.
Yeah.
And he's been there almost like twice as much. But on and off.
So he has some crazy in and out stories. We have some pretty crazy in and out stories, and we're just gonna be talking about that in the future. But yeah, bro, let's talk about now, dude. We had a poker game the other night, and the poker game was wild. Let's talk about poker a little bit,
dude. That was one of the craziest games we've had. I think.
It was really. We had some big pots. We're just gonna assume that you guys know poker vocabulary. We don't want to explain every little detail to you guys. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, just go watch a couple poker videos
and watch our first 2 episodes. We do talk about.
Oh
poker.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah, we explain some stuff, but basically, dude, the table was so hot last night.
Quads.
Yeah, we had
straight
quads
flush.
last night.
Straight flush.
We had like 7 full houses. Yeah, so it was intense.
That's very rare for a poker game to be popping off like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of your dream game.
Yeah,
totally.
It's your dream game because it's just fun.
A lot of action.
Like a lot of action.
A lot of money being played around.
Yeah, and it's funny because we were talking about this, how right now our blinds at my house are 25 cent, 50 cent, which is essentially nothing. We're playing with quarters.
Yeah.
But on how like degenerate gambling like we all get, like our pots grow to over $100
basically,
like for a pot.
People are straddling every fucking blind.
A straddle is a big blind, so
you're like
we're basically playing a 25 cent, 50 cent, $1 game, and that just makes the pots bigger.
Yes.
So we're straddling all night.
Every
single hand was a straddle, and we just had some crazy people. My brother, for some reason, started going all in with 8 deuce, like blindly, and he won
like twice, right?
all in pre-flop with 8 deuce offsuit, and then he beat ace jack, and then he beat ace queen.
So at the end of the night, we're all right, we got work tomorrow morning. All right, let's wrap it up.
We literally said, you know what, before the hands got dealt, we said, this is the last hand, this is over, we're gonna start counting up the chips, and let's get it over with.
Yep.
So goes around,
and then I look at my hand. It's our last hand, mind you. I look at my hand, I have pocket 10s, 2 10s, so
which is technically probably the 5th strongest hand.
Yeah,
pre-flop.
That's in poker terms, that's a good hand.
Yeah. Especially pre-flop.
Well,
you already have a hand. You already have a pair.
And I was dealer too, or I was like I
think you were cut off. You're late position because my brother was big blind.
Yeah, for sure I was late position.
So my brother was the big blind, and Dong raises it to whatever, and then my brother was a gambler, like crazy gambler last night. Like I said, he went all in with 8 deuce pre-flop. Like he was just gambling.
He was a donkey.
And he said, you know what? Before the hands were dealt, remember, he said, let's go all in blind.
All in blind.
Just joking around. He said, let's go all in blind, right? So he kept saying that.
And so I'm up a lot. I'm like up $100.
You're up $130, bro.
Yeah. And he goes all in.
He goes all in.
With like $85.
Yeah, 85, which is a lot of freaking money, Yeah. Like we're playing with big stacks for some reason.
So normally you would call pocket 10s.
Almost in an instant.
Okay, so I asked you right there.
You did
I was
ask
like,
me,
should I call? Would you call?
I was talking to my brother afterwards.
You said it's your decision. What would you have done?
I would have called, bro. I would have insta-called.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Dude, I just had a feeling he had like...
You had the greatest gut feeling ever.
I had a feeling he had ace king. That's what I was really putting him on. You know how I was like bullshitting, like, oh, you have 2-7, like you're just fucking around. I put him on ace king. That's pretty close.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So essentially, my brother goes all in and he's like super confident. He's like, all right, blah, 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 $80-something. And then Dong was like, are you serious? He's like, you looked at your hand? He's like, yeah, I looked at my hand. He's like, I got a good hand.
So Dalo would call. So that means this is a good hand.
Yeah. Especially against my brother. Like his reputation of going all in with like 8 deuce and just calling with pocket 7s, shoving pre-flop, like pocket tens is really above his range.
Yeah.
So he was asking me, and Dong was asking me for advice, but I didn't want to give him any because I wasn't in the hand, so it's technically not allowed.
That was fair.
And
that was the right thing to do.
And the reason, normally I would have jumped in. I would have been like, you know what, I would have insta called, right? But just recently, I had a situation where I was heads up with a player, and they were gonna fold, but somebody else did table talk, and it convinced him a call. I was bluffing hard.
I don't think I was there for that.
You were not there at that time, but so he convinced him to call. And I got really mad because he was really close to folding, you know? And it's that table talk, that third party person that's not in the hand.
Yep.
If they call or if they talk and convince the person of a decision that they weren't going to make, that's like, it's bad poker etiquette.
Because if you had said, dude, I would have called, you would have planted that seed in my head, and then I would have thought about it and sat there and let it stir in my mind. And then I would have called and lost fucking $100.
Yeah, that's essentially what would have happened. And then also, like, if I would have said insta called, like if I would have said something, had my brother been bluffing, it would have been a bad image on me because he wanted a fold.
Yeah.
But if my brother had a strong hand and I would have said called, it would have still looked bad on me because you would have called and lost a big pot.
Yep.
So I didn't want to be part of it. I didn't want to like convince anybody. And I didn't want to be like the third person who messed up my hand in the past.
It's that good poker etiquette.
Yeah, it's just poker etiquette, you know?
You portray that very well because you saved me lots of money.
So essentially, we haven't revealed my brother's hand yet. Dong essentially, after a very long time, he showed the whole table, dude. You flipped it over. He said, "I have pocket tens." I'm still debating.
Everyone's like,
after a long time of thinking. And what also convinced me was after you flipped over your hand, my brother instantly like opened up his eyes like, whoa, that's a strong hand. And I was like, bro, like,
no, I didn't get that feeling though.
Well, that's a good feeling. I would have shipped it right then.
I know, but
right
that's because your brother. I just felt
I know. Anyways, the hand my brother had was pocket kings. He had the second best hand in poker.
Yeah, that you can be dealt with. Like if you're at a casino and you get pocket kings, like you're expecting to get paid out.
Yeah, you're expecting to win. You win a really big percentage of the time.
Right.
And yeah, my brother would have won a bunch of money, and Dong would have been taking a big hit.
I waited 10 minutes.
No, it was a long. It was solid
longer?
15, 20 minutes, bro. Long ass time, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had a FaceTime call.
Yeah.
We were like, I counted up all the chips for the other players. I cashed them out. And you were still debating, bro. Yeah. It was a long time.
And so at the end of the day, I decided to fold.
Yeah, dude. That was a great
I had
fold.
This weird feeling.
And sometimes you just have to go with your gut feeling.
And then it was the best when as soon as I folded, each shot going, no! Like that was the best.
It was freaking funny. And then my brother was like, he wanted me to table talk, you know? He wanted me to convince you to call because he saw it in my face that I wanted you to call.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to put my input in, which would have convinced you a call, which would have made him a lot of money. And that's exactly why it's not allowed. And that's just poker etiquette. But my brother, he had a good hand.
I don't see poker as degenerate as other...
As other games at the casino? Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Because poker's very competitive.
It's competitive. It's psychological.
Right.
It's very
there's a reason it's on freaking ESPN and shit.
It's very you have to think a lot in that game.
Although you can be a degenerate.
Yeah.
Because it's gambling at the end of the day.
And we have played at people at the casinos who are like that. But like if you want to get good at it and if you like enjoy the game and enjoy the mental aspect about it, like it's very, very challenging. And like Dong said, not as degenerate as the other games. Like you go to the casino and you see some other games and you're like, dude, you lose money like that.
Yeah.
With no strategy, with no anything. You're
in
just
a heartbeat.
Yeah, you're just there throwing your money.
Yeah.
And
think about when you're playing roulette. There is such a high chance that you're just not gonna hit what you fucking put your money on. And that means who's keeping your money? It's the casino.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why poker rooms are slowly dying down. It's because
really?
Yeah, the casinos don't have much of an income from poker rooms.
Don't the rake though? No.
Yeah, they have the rake, but it's not like significant as, let's say, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. Like you think about it, you fold Ultimate Texas Hold'em, you fold 2 to 3 times the amount of you that you wanted to bet. You know,
That's right.
like you lose so much money on other table games, roulette, blackjack, all those other stuff. Like you lose money in an instant, which goes straight to the casino.
Yeah.
In poker, you could take up to 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes on a hand,
And they're only
the
getting
casino
like
only gets like $2,
$1.
$3, right?
And you're losing one hand in blackjack. That's fucking
Yeah, you lose one hand in blackjack.
minimum
That's
what? $25.
$25, dude, in an instant, bro. The rounds
Yep.
go like that, like nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why, poker rooms are not as they're slowly dying down for sure.
I just think there's so many poker players out there that will never let it die. You know?
Oh yeah,
So many
the demand is
degenerates.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because me and Dalo have been safely going to casinos.
Yeah.
And every
Dude, the
time we
lines
get
are
to there was a night we went to like 4 different ones. Three, right?
Three different ones. We're
Yeah, and
casino
we couldn't.
hopping.
We basically couldn't sit
Was it
down
3?
on any of them.
Yeah, it was 3.
We went to the Gardens,
And then the poker room was
The-
closed, which pissed us off
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, by
They
the
didn't even have
way,
poker.
don't even go to the Gardens right now. For our listeners who are into that,
Relatively local.
they literally say they opened up and they've jam packed their outside patio with like fucking 50 tables. it
yeah,
feels
dude,
like.
it's so tight in there. There's no space. And
no
supposedly
personal-
it's outdoors, but it's all closed in. Like you get,
Yeah.
you're literally
It's like
breathing
it's
other
just an
people's
open
air.
roof. That's it. Like
It's pretty bad.
so, we suggest not to go there.
Yeah, don't go to the Gardens.
And then we went to
We
the
went to
bike. Oh no, we went to Commerce
next. It's all right there.
Yeah,
it seems a little chafa.
We
No, like
Yeah.
it seems a little like
no,
like,
it is. But
like compared to the bike. The bike was nice.
oh, dude, that was my first time going to the bike too.
Uh-huh.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, the bike was really
We're
nice.
pulling up. I was like, "Oh, shoot, Vegas!" I had the same vibe, like when you're like driving down the strip and you see all those lights. It's got a, like
all of the
1/10 of that feeling. But I felt it. It was weird.
That's funny.
Little butterflies.
Yeah, so
We tried a Pai Gao.
Pai Gao? Is that what it's called?
Oh no, we played Baccarat.
Baccarat. Yeah, I was like, I didn't play Pai Gao. I think Pai Gao's the domino one.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
So because we weren't able to play poker, and
Yeah,
we
there's a long
refused to
line.
play blackjack.
Yeah, there was no good blackjack games,
We got into Baccarat, and
and we lost money.
yeah, it was pretty fun though.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was literally just talking to my dad, and I was telling him
Oh,
I kind of enjoyed playing Baccarat. Like it wasn't that bad.
It's a popular game.
It is. It's
Like,
very popular.
You go to a casino, and every casino has it.
yeah.
And I feel like that's the game. You could just sit down for hours and just play and play and play.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because essentially it's you or the dealer. You or the dealer.
It's not even you though. Like you can bet on the dealer too. So it's like the way I see Baccarat is like you see two opponents, like A and B,
And you're
you just
betting
say,
on
hey,
them.
A is gonna win or B is gonna win, and that's how it goes. Whereas blackjack, it's literally you, like it's you and your money in your hand versus the dealer. So it's like it's you versus the dealer. Whereas Baccarat, it's them two, and you're just betting on them.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It's kind of wild. It's kind of crazy.
It's fun though.
But yeah, I heard Baccarat can be exploited. I heard the odds change, and have a more likely outcome that either one or the other will win. So you can bet accordingly.
We won't go too much into that.
Yeah,
but I
'cause
don't understand.
I don't
that
understand
too
it
well.
either, which is why we don't play that as advantage players,
Right.
just because we don't know. Like blackjack is pretty easy to understand.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
Whatever.
I guess podcast related things. We are approaching the
Oh,
end
yes.
of our season 1, our very first season. We have after this we have 2 more. No, wait,
After this, we got
3 more episodes.
3 more episodes.
for 10, and then we're gonna take a little. We're discussing
probably
a little,
1 or 2 weeks.
a hiatus,
A little vacation.
just to kind of maybe set up for season 2, get us prepared, and really take our podcast to the next level.
Yeah, and by the next level, what do you mean, Dongli? What are you talking about?
We want to start getting more into the video component of our podcast.
Nah, we don't start it, bro. We're either gonna do it or we're not.
We're gonna
For
get
season
into
2,
our video component.
We're gonna add a video component for for season 2. You know,
Yes.
we're gonna set up a little studio. We're gonna add some cameras, lights, action, all that good stuff. We're gonna make it look nice. And the reason we want to do it is just so we can have a face to our podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, a podcast is like audio only, but I feel like if you guys were to watch us like on YouTube, which is where we'll be posting it,
Yeah.
like you'll understand us more as people because we express our conversations when we're talking.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on what Dalo said is really just put a face to
Yeah, to
our
us,
voices.
our voices.
Yeah, I
most
mean,
definitely.
if our estimated audience is around 30 right now, so that means that's about 30 people listening every week to our episodes, and I would love to just show them who we are. Like,
Yeah,
even though if it's
I
just
agree.
our friends and family watching, like
Mm-hmm.
just to get out there and start
Show
that.
them what we do.
Yeah, so that's the plan. We gotta have at least like one Clipper banner in the back.
No, definitely, that's not gonna happen. No, we should have
I tried.
our logo banner.
Damn, I'm so
Like that-
down.
like imagine that. Just
I'm
having that
so
like, in the
down.
background.
I'm
the,
so
the
down.
UP.
Mm-hmm.
I see UP.
UPS.
UPS. No, yeah. Like we're gonna make it look nice. We're gonna add some dope ass lights and whatever. So that's gonna be our little 1 or 2 week hiatus after season 1,
Mm-hmm.
which is this episode and 3 more.
Yeah.
Bro, dude, we've been doing this for 7 weeks. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I know on another episode it was I think episode 5 we just reflected on like halfway, but I feel like we're just like
I feel like we're doing this good.
yeah, we are getting down to the rhythm of just doing a
Yeah.
podcast, you know? We could just kind
I
of sit
agree.
down.
And just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also let us know your feedback. Like me personally, I'm really curious on what our audience is thinking.
Mhm.
Like we want to know.
But we
what you
haven't heard
guys-
any. Like we're checking
I
our
know,
messages and
we are.
emails but
Come on, you guys, talk to us. Like this is a social media platform, and social media is meant to socialize. Like we
Mhm.
want to talk to you guys. We want your guys' input. We want to make this experience better for you guys, and we want you guys to keep coming back. So give us tips on what we can do to help you guys keep coming back.
I personally think we need a bigger movement in kind of our
In other social media platforms,
no, I guess in what we're doing, because right now I would break down our podcast as just kind of like us sitting down talking about.
so you want like a bigger
discussing us.
purpose.
Yeah, like a bigger purpose. And I
Okay.
think that should be going into season 2, maybe like
establishing a little something
a thesis statement for
for
you know?
our podcast.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
an actual purpose. So that's something I want to start brainstorming. And,
Yeah, I'd be
and I
down.
mean, exactly what Dalla said: ideas and fucking comments and concerns, questions. That those would help us a lot.
Yeah. And so this is really interesting because right now, Dong and I are being really raw. Like we're being really open. And once we become more and more established, which we have been since day one, like you guys are coming along this journey with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys have experienced our episode 1 and 2. And even though we're really proud of it, like we've come a long way.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about nothing essentially,
Yep.
but we're talking about a little more structured nothing.
Right.
And maybe in the future, we're going to start talking about something. Maybe in
Mhm.
the future, we're going to be more us and we're going to be more established. So keep coming back, keep listening to our episodes and join us in this crazy ride and learn with us.
It is a crazy ride. I just
Yeah.
want views. I just want plays. Like that. I want to open the app and I want to see like fucking
Like numbers.
yeah, that's the goal. So make it happen, you guys.
Please,
you 30
please.
people out there, you're my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, we really wish we knew who you
Share,
were. Dude.
share,
Just talk
share.
to us. We want to know who you guys are.
Shoot us a text.
Shoot us a
I'm-
message.
What?
We made a new page. We made a Twitter page.
We did.
We haven't promoted that yet.
It's called Unmarked Pod because Unmarked Podcast one or some shit like that was taken. I was like,
Oh,
what the
really?
fuck? Like, but there's no other Unmarked podcast anywhere. So like,
Interesting.
yeah. So go follow that Twitter account.
Unmarked pod.
I'm pretty new to Twitter still. I mean, no, okay. I had it in high school, got rid of it.
Dong, you need to get more on social media. Because you don't have an Instagram. You just got back into Twitter. The only thing you were using is Reddit.
No, I use Snapchat.
Oh, you do have Snapchat. Yeah, I guess.
But I don't use Snapchat. Like, I use it to just like message people at this point. That
yeah. So I mean, that comes. I mean, me too. I'm not really.
But would
on
you
social
say
media
okay?
all that
So
much.
I went through a whole phase of like, all right, I'm always on social media.
Yeah. I remember
And so now
that.
I want to stop that, and I did that hiatus, and like I found a lot about myself and about like I just felt so
and that's so good.
independent.
Yeah. That's really strong for you to do that. I just watched The Social Dilemma last night. Have you seen it? It's on Netflix.
Is that Can you?
It's about
refresh that?
it's about I think it's a Netflix original. It's a documentary, and basically the documentary interviews a bunch of co-CEOs, founders, tech geeks for
I've heard about
all
this.
the social media companies, right?
Mhm.
And they talk about how crazy and scary times we are right now because we are so damn addicted to social
Our
media.
phones. Right.
And even though it's freaking contradicting to point this out because it's true, but like, go follow us. Go follow us on social media.
Get off your fucking phone. Follow us
But go
first real
follow us
quick
first.
and listen to
No.
our podcast.
But it was an interesting thing because it was just pointing out how the algorithms are made for you to stay on that screen.
Like,
what's
be addicted?
what's your guilty social media?
Reddit.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's weird because we all have our own.
Yeah.
They were interviewing the creators or the geek guys, and they were asking them what
Okay.
your social
Interesting.
media.
And it's all different ones.
It's all different. Like someone's
okay.
addicted to email, which to me it's like
What the
email.
fuck?
Like how can you be addicted to email? You know?
Yeah.
But it is, and he's. I think he was the one who helped invent Google Drive.
Oh,
Right?
interesting.
Like he created Google Drive
Okay.
because he's so addicted to email. And somebody else said, "Oh, Facebook is most addicting," or so whatever. Like mine is YouTube. Like I'm addicted to YouTube.
That's my number 2.
Yeah.
Reddit, YouTube,
Yeah, YouTube is my, and then after YouTube for me would be Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah. And like it's so crazy because you know how you had your hiatus, right? You
Yeah.
learn more about yourself, blah blah blah. Like that's really
Mhm.
good and that's really strong for you to do that. I had a similar, not even close to similar. I had some kind of experience like that just recently in Mexico. So
Like
in
when you
Mexico,
just recently
when I
went?
just went, bro.
Oh, by the way, when we talked about Mexico on our last podcast, when Dalo went, he decided not to share like any of the interesting stories
Oh my God.
on the podcast.
We'll talk about it
And then
in a
like, you know,
little bit.
like when we were hanging out, he was like, "Yeah, this happened." I'm like, "What the fuck, Dalo? Like, you're not
didn't
this is
talk about-
like juicy stories that you could be sharing with everyone, and you're just telling
man.
me."
Okay, well, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I went to Mexico, right? And I have limited data usage. And I maxed it out pretty quick because I was
yeah.
on social media a lot, right? And there's no Wi-Fi over there. So I was out there with no Wi-Fi, no service.
Right.
No big deal for me. I think I can live without social media, right? For relatively okay. But what I started doing a lot was reading. And it's funny because I kept telling myself, like, before that trip, my goal was to read at least 10 to 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And that was just like a personal goal that I want to do. I want to just keep reading every single day. But I never did. Why? Because I was always on YouTube, like all day long, like just watching videos about nothing. And before the Mexico trip, I got it when I was going into my YouTube rabbit hole of just watching nothing. Like I would feel shitty. Like I would just watch videos and I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this?
And you
know?
just keep clicking,
and you just keep clicking it, and you just keep watching it.
It's 3 a.m. The next thing you notice.
Not even that. Like you wake up at 10 and I'm like, oh shit, it's time to eat. It's 2 p.m. And I eat and I'm watching videos while I eat.
Me
and
too.
then, like it's just, it felt so draining and so unaccomplishing. So I went to Mexico and no service. I wasn't able to watch YouTube. No big deal because I'm okay with no social media.
Yeah.
If it's forced, right? Which it was. And I started reading, and I read so damn much on that trip, like so much, like more than I've read within the past like few months prior. And I came back and I told myself, you know what? I'm feeling good when I read. Like I want to keep reading. Didn't do it. Why? Because I had access to it. Yeah, you know. And so I kept watching videos, and now from here, like I'm doing more of a structured schedule, and I'm reading more and watching videos less, and I'm feeling better about like myself and my productivity.
Nice.
And yeah, I just want to point that out, that like social media, dude, that shit takes over quick.
It does. And the reason I keep saying phone is because most of social media is on people's phones now.
Yeah,
and
obviously.
that everyone, if you look, everyone's just looking down at their
Everyone's
phones.
on their phone.
When I send associates on their breaks, what's the first thing they do?
We're all, dude.
It's
You have like 2-3 peoples on the back, bro.
You put your food down. You go get your phone.
You go get your freaking
and then
phone.
you start eating, right?
Yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah.
That's everyone. And is that a bad thing? That just makes me question.
in
Yeah, it is.
because of what I've been through in my life, like
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I see the thing when I stopped social media, it felt very clear in my mind.
Okay.
Where
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
I wasn't like, because you're always seeing so many other people's lives, you kind of like feel insecure about your own.
Huh.
And that's how I felt.
Hmm.
It's like, dude, this guy's doing this guy just finished school, this guy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but as soon as I got rid of Instagram, as soon as I got rid of Snapchat, as soon as I got rid of Facebook, I just like
Felt relieved.
I felt relieved. I started tunneling in on my own goals in my mind, and just that clarity of like not worrying about what anyone thinks of me and what I think of anyone else really, I think, exceeded me to where I am today.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
the only reason why I got Twitter again was because I'm like, fuck, we need to fucking...
Yeah, we're
no
on
one's sending
the
us
interwebs,
emails, so
yeah.
maybe Twitter's going to be easier.
Yeah.
So
it's like, but that's the thing though. It's like so easy. Like email's one thing, but like you can easily just look up someone on Twitter and just send them a message.
Right.
Like it's easy, and that's what it's meant to do.
So that's why I made it. So
yeah,
like,
of course.
Because at the end of the day, this is sort of like a little business venture for us. I
Yup.
want this to do well. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. Dude.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
that includes opening up another social media outlet. And like in my own opinion, I don't want to. I don't like it. But I want this to do well.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think definitely just that it's healthy for you to be in your own head and think and figure things out and
live your own
clarity
life.
and live your own life.
Yeah.
That's healthy for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're on your phone and social media all the time, you don't have any time for yourself.
You know, one of the things that they pointed out in the social dilemma was the person who created the like button on Facebook.
Oh, I've heard about this too.
Right? And he said how
It ruined people's lives and shit.
People's lives, but
Yeah.
it's because it's crazy because their intention was to spread positivity. It's a like button. There's not much more positivity you can get from that.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
their intention was to, hey, I want to give feedback to you, so I'm going to like your posts. I'm
Right.
going to like your pictures. But then it started saying like people who started posting stuff, I don't have enough likes. People don't
But don't
like
they get
me.
paid for likes?
Oh, like influencers?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm not sure how
They'd probably just get paid
AdSense
like
works.
sponsorships.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, but like I'm saying, like everyday people, like you and I, like
Yeah.
I remember back in high school, like my early days of high school, I used to check how many likes each post got on my Instagram.
I did too.
And I don't know why, but I just
Yeah.
did, you know.
I
And I
did
would
too.
check. I would like look at the ones that got really a lot of likes, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Huh, maybe I should start posting more like that, or
Yeah.
whatever it is." But I don't know why, but we want that sense of
It's
gratification.
attention.
Yeah.
At the end
we
of
want
the
that
day, we're
sense of
human
attention.
beings, and we crave attention. We
Yeah.
seek attention so bad. So at the end of the day, you're just trying to get everyone's attention. You want
Yeah,
everyone
right.
to know what you're doing, and I understand. But just that constant thought of that was like putting me deeper and deeper, deeper in a pool.
Yeah.
Like, what does everyone think of me?
Mhm.
What can I post to show that I'm doing well? And
Yeah.
to show that I'm happy, even
Uh-huh.
though I'm not happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
Get off your fucking
I
phones.
highly recommend Social Dilemma. It's on.
I will
on
check it out.
Netflix.
I definitely will
watch
check it out.
It's really good. And then yeah, it was a documentary. So obviously I make YouTube videos, and
Right.
when I really want to be like one of my top goals, like as a side hustle or like whatever, I want to learn how to do documentaries. I'm like I really love documentaries.
I love documentaries
And like
too, dude.
interviews and the different shot angles and the camera lenses and the really depth, field of view, like all of those stuff, like all of that interests me, and how they tell the story and how they do cut scenes and all that stuff. And just watching another documentary last night, like really, it fulfilled my inner filmmaking self.
Yeah, I was
And
just
it's
going to say, like, that
dope.
sounds like you just wanted to create a film.
Yeah,
You're
dude,
interested
like-
in that. I'm interested in that. Yeah, have you heard of Corridor Digital?
No,
Check him out on YouTube. I think you'll like him a lot.
send him to me.
Okay,
What
I
is he
will.
like? What does he do?
It's like a bunch of VFX artists and filmmakers reacting to movies and CGI. And like,
Interesting.
oh, they did this. They react to it like funny CGI, good CGI, bad CGI. They have like
Yeah.
50 episodes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
think you'll like him a lot. But then you're gonna get stuck on YouTube for a bit because I watch
most
them
definitely.
like every other.
I've been watching this. There's this one guy. His channel's called Nostalgic, and he goes through like the cartoon shows that make us really nostalgic, like what's the Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends. He explains, and Homer Simpson. He goes to the Family Guy and like all the cartoons and even movies and stuff, and he analyzes and goes deep into like
Like the
crazy
character or
in-depth, like anything. And
okay.
he like his title would be like why so you know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Aunt Viv, the actor changed from season 1 to season 2.
Oh, okay. So it's videos like
And
that.
he was like explaining why it was that and like what happened and the drama behind it. And he like goes in depth about news like that, but even into a character. He was saying how there's a video about Aladdin and how the genie was so well made into
For
Robin Williams.
They like basically went to him and asked
Yeah,
him to play
they,
it.
like they made the character so well into him, and the way he tells the story, it's unparalleled to the way I'm telling it right now. I'm saying it very, very amateur
He's
right
cliff
now.
noting it.
But the way he speaks and the way he narrates his videos really well.
Yeah.
I highly recommend.
Dude, even though I'm only like 4 years older than you, your nostalgic TV shows was like like not mine.
No, what are yours?
Like, you ever heard of Roly Poly Olies?
Yeah, I heard about those. Dude, I was like little.
Yeah.
Or Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein.
No.
I remember Bernstein Bears.
Mandela.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember watching those shows. Like,
yeah, that was
Big
like
Blue in the Big Bear in the Big Blue House. Do you know what that is?
I don't know who that is. Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Blue's Clues was also
yeah.
wild. Or is that
The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was my shit.
the movie
No,
or the
just
show?
2D. It was on.
Oh, word.
What was it on? I think it was on No, it was on
Quibi.
No, Quibi's a new app. Remember it used to be like an X.
Quibi.
It was like an X.
Oh,
It's
I
like
know
it was
what
like
you're talking
Cartoon
about. Yeah.
Oh, what is this
Dude,
called?
I hated that channel.
Dude, that
because
was
it had
that
was
had all
like,
the anime and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my that was my gig, dog.
Whenever it changed to that channel, it was like the knockoff good cartoon show.
Yeah, that was like what.
So I never liked that channel.
What the fuck?
I know
was
what you're
it
talking
called?
about though. I don't know. This is where we need the third person to look that stuff up.
Dude,
Yeah, but I don't know how to find that. How do you look that up? X
it was
cartoon
like
channel?
it was like a silver X,
Dude,
right?
I literally know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's crazy to think because we're only 4 years apart, which is kind of
That's pretty big.
It is.
That's almost a generation. What do you consider generation?
Well, you were born in '99, right?
Yeah.
So I still consider you a '90s baby.
Oh, Jetix. Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jetix.
Dude, what?
Wow, I can't
remember
believe like
that.
we even remember that right now. That's nuts.
You remember that? I would have never freaking pulled that out of my
See,
brain.
that's what I'm saying. It's like different.
Yeah. Different generation. So, like, what would you do? You consider us different generation?
No,
No.
but if you were born in 2000, I would. So you barely missed it.
Whatever, dude.
Well, we're not different generations.
'Cause, like,
technically, we're
all the same
millennials.
generation, right?
We're millennials.
So how many years for a generation for one generation to the next? Because I think about that, like time is so consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we and how can we just put a border on like, okay, from this year to this year, you change generations?
I think there's
right?
that whole like culture change.
Yeah, but culture change isn't definitive
The kids,
either. The kids
nowadays are fucking weird on their phones and shit.
100%. So that's a different generation from us. So how do you put the border on that? How do you like that?
I don't think you
You literally said us, which you're putting me and you in the same generation.
Okay, so we're in the same generation, but I still think you're like, you have a younger perspective and
younger period, bro. I'm younger than you.
What's after millennials? It's not, is it Gen Z?
I don't know, bro. I literally don't know.
Look that shit up real quick. You gotta know.
Okay, well, let's look it up real quick.
Millennial, I think after it goes like baby boomers, Gen X, millennials,
okay, let's see.
and Gen Z. I'm probably totally
Baby
wrong.
boomers,
Okay.
Gen X.
Oh, 2 for 2.
They call them Zennials. Zennials is after Gen X.
Oh, fuck.
And then it's millennials, Gen Y. And then we have iGen.
iGen,
And
that's what they're
Gen
calling it?
Alpha. Wow.
All right, so which one would you
that's
be in right now?
crazy.
So yeah, we'd be in the same one.
What are we in?
Gen Z.
No, we're in Gen Z. We're in Gen Z. iGen.
We'll see. So I classify myself as a millennial. My sister says like
You're a millennial?
I also think I act a little older than my age.
Yeah. Wait, what year were born?
I was born in 95.
You see. So like
I'm the cutoff right there.
you're literally the cutoff. Yeah, 95 to 2012 is Gen Z. So like you consider yourself a millennial even though on paper you're technically Gen Z.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like how are you able to put a border on that?
Well, they did.
Well, of course. I'm saying us as like us as humanity, us as people. Like why and how do we put a border on that?
To me, it was when I didn't.
Your difference.
What?
27 years apart. So Gen Z is a 27-year span.
Yeah, but Gen Z, that's only 17 years.
17 years. That's my math is off. Same thing for millennials. Is that 17?
12 years. Oh, millennial?
No, that's 14 years. You see, so
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
14.
consistent.
Yeah. Okay, so for me,
So what do you think it is?
What felt different with watching my sister grow up and go to high school like after me, I think there's a certain point where you realize like, oh, like what I'm doing and like nothing seems cool anymore. Bottom line,
you're not explaining yourself pretty well.
I'm trying to think like how to say this. I just didn't understand what my sister was doing and what was cool amongst high schoolers. And when I saw that, I was like, that's dumb as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I was in high school, I would probably think that's cool as fuck.
Okay, so,
So I think there's that whole mental
shift.
Yeah, there's like a switch.
Do you think it's a switch?
I
think it's how they were born and raised.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Because it's
I
not a
classify
switch.
myself as a millennial because I had so many older cousins, blasting
older
Tupac
friends, or whatever,
and
all that stuff.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I grew up with them. Like I was around them all the time. When I was a kid, they were already in like high school.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the music they were listening to, and so that's why I think I also act a little bit older than my age.
Yeah. Of course, you're influenced.
But if I were to have grown up with only people my age that were more towards the what is it? iGen?
Gen Z, iGen.
iGen. I like that more than Gen Z.
We got all the Apple products. Because when did they come out? They came out in 2007.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of that generation?
No way it was 2007. It was way earlier than that.
You're lying.
The first
bro.
iPhone?
The first iPhone? Oh, it was way. No, bro. 2007 sounds pretty accurate.
I thought it was like 2005.
Let's see. iPhone
4?
release
3?
date.
Yeah, we really need a third. So if you're
not
interested in
2020.
joining our crew,
We're looking for a third party.
we're looking for a third co-host. I mean, we're just looking for someone who's just willing to get down with us.
Bro.
What did you say? 2007?
I said 2007. June 29th.
Why does it
2007.
say iPhone 5S 2013? Oh wait, you're right.
So this is what I have to deal with on a weekly basis.
It's not
Why
too
does
bad.
that say 230?
It's not too bad to deal with me.
Yeah, no, I love dealing with you, dong. So yeah, 2007, which was right in the smack in the middle of the iGen. Yeah, I grew. I remember when the iPhone came out. My aunt got Generation 1 iPhone, and it was like the craziest thing.
I remember that too.
Because there was no touchscreen. Touchscreen wasn't a thing.
What was your first phone?
I had I don't know the name of it. I think it was a Sidekick, where it was like sort of touchscreen on the front, and then you would flip it sideways and had a keyboard.
By T-Mobile.
Yeah.
That was
I had that
If you
one.
had that in elementary school, you were like the coolest kid.
Yeah.
For me.
For me, yeah. I mean, I didn't really have phones in elementary school. I mean, junior high. You said middle school, right?
No, I said elementary school.
Oh, elementary school? You had phones in elementary school?
I got my first phone. Well, did you go to
Ew, dude,
junior
what the
high or did you go to
fuck?
middle school?
What's the difference?
Junior high is 7 and 8. Middle school is 6, 7, 8. What the fuck? What did you go to? Did you go to 7, 8 or 6, 7, 8?
I go into 7, 8.
Huh?
I went to 7, 8.
So you went to a junior high.
I went to a junior high.
Yeah, I went to a junior high.
Okay.
So
So what are you trying to point out?
well, 6th grade is when I got my first phone, and it's considered elementary school.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it would
yeah.
be
No, I
technically
consider
considered
6th
middle
grade.
school in a lot of other places. So
But that's still pretty young. I didn't get I got my phone technically in 7th grade, but that Sidekick thing, that it didn't really work. So I was like left with
Was
like
this your
a
parents,
crappy
like-
ass, like phone that didn't work. And I'm like, dude, I don't even use this. Right.
yeah,
And so I would mainly use my iPod Touch, and that had like Text Now. Do you remember that? Text Now.
I do.
You had like your artificial like phone number, and people were able to call
Yeah.
you only if you had Wi-Fi.
Yep.
There was no service.
Yeah, I
And-
remember. I had the very first iPod Touch.
Did you really? I had
man.
Generation 1. I had Generation 1, and then I had Generation 3. And then
Remember just like jailbreaking and everything?
oh, bro, I
Like-
would jailbreak the shit out of
Dude,
my
me and my friends would do that at church.
Isn't that crazy though
Like-
that jailbreaking and hacking, quote unquote, influences the designers at Apple to change their product? Because remember,
Really?
dude, don't you remember the iPod and iPhone only had a black screen, and when you jailbroke it, you were able to change your background.
Oh, the wallpaper.
The
in
wallpaper,
back.
yeah, in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
only black, and you couldn't have anything else.
Yeah,
remember that?
I do remember.
And then being able to jailbreak it gave you the ability to change that background.
oh,
and
so they got their influence from jailbreaking.
Oh, 100%. Like folders. That was a new concept. Remember, you would have to have pages of apps.
yeah,
but
the
when
widgets
you-
now too, right? Is that a
All that stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say all of it, but like a bunch of it was influenced by hackers and jailbreakers who would modify their iPhones.
Shout out to the jailbreakers.
Dude, shout out
and
to the
hackers
hackers.
of the world.
Yeah,
keep doing what you're
definitely,
doing. You're changing things one by one, little by little.
Yeah, dude. So iPhones, bro.
My first phone was the Envy. Do you remember that?
no. What was it?
It was
Explain
by
it.
Verizon. It was, you know, how the Sidekick had the
Yeah.
and the keyboard.
Uh-huh.
Like the Envy was
A
just
slide. Oh.
It was like a little mini laptop almost.
You had the double screen. You had the screen on the front and the screen underneath.
No, yeah. So you
Right?
could just use it as a
As a phone if you want to, but then when you type
that was my favorite. It was like the first keyboard on the thing.
Yeah.
It was like the Sidekick competition.
Do you
for
remember
Verizon.
BlackBerry?
Yeah, fuck yeah. My
Dude,
dad used
Blackberries
to
were
be balling in
freaking-
those things.
Blackberries were up there. What do you think happened to
Dude,
them?
I know.
They died.
They died hard.
Fell off.
They were like the Apple before the iPhone.
Yeah. Well,
Or they were like the yeah.
they were
You
the
guys get
Apple
what you
before
meant.
the iPhone.
They were like the iPhone before the Apple of my eye. The Apple of my eye.
Okay, well, I feel like we've been talking for too long, Don. Let's just wrap it up right
All
here.
right,
You're
all
sounding
right,
like a
all
little
right.
tonto right now.
I got work in the morning anyway, so fucking all right, guys. Thank you for listening
Thank
to
you so
episode
much.
7.
If you guys enjoy it, please make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. That's
Yes,
where
sir.
the main platforms you can listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're also on YouTube. We haven't been updating, but we will in the future because we've been talking about we're going to add the video component.
Right, and we
So-
already have that whole channel made too. So
Yeah, so go follow us on there, subscribe to that channel. And let's
All
just
right.
sign it off here.
All
Stay
right.
tuned for next week. We're going to have hopefully a special guest next week's episode. And make sure to share our podcast and make sure to stay tuned for the next one.
like, comment, and follow.
We'll see you guys later. Peace
Bye.
out, you guys.